Hey everyone, welcome to session 3 of co-parenting. So today we're talking about something really personal. It has to do with what's your role in all of this. So it's so hard to own our own role in a dynamic, and it's really important for us to turn the mirror onto ourselves and ask ourselves, instead of thinking about, okay, what's the other person doing and how could they change, about what we could change and what we're doing to create the tension in the dynamic, if there's tension or resistance or just a lack of generosity. So it's important to ask ourselves these questions like, why are we getting triggered? Like, what actually is happening to us and what are we reacting to? And more importantly, when did we feel this before? And if this was like a reoccurring dynamic in your marriage, then you might be so sensitive to it and so criticized and so ready to go into battle. So that's really important to notice. So, in order to grow, we have to look at where you came from before. So, what was the position in your relationship? Were you the peacemaker? Were you the fixer? Were you the person that shut down? So, if you don't want to do that role anymore, you have to identify what it is and what it was and what you're going to do differently every time you get triggered. And you might do different things depending what it is. So you know how it is in your co-parenting relationship. There's a lot of texts back and forth. There's a lot of details, a lot of things that you're trying to keep track of in your for your kid and with each other so you don't miss it. So if you're activating from a past wound, if you're acting and being activated from a past wound and you want to change, you have to think about what is my long-term goals with this person and how do I want to be? And how do I want to stay focused on my role as being a healthy parent? Because that's the ultimate thing that you're trying to do here. And that's the reason why you're trying to keep this co-parenting relationship is so that your kid gets a chance to be parented. So breathe and pause right now in this moment where you're getting triggered, right? As you're asking yourself that question, like, who do I want to be now? What do I want for my kid? What do I want to model going forward? And what's my intention, right? So let's go back to future goal and your intention about how to stay focused on that. So I want to be a clear, positive communicator. I want to let things go. I want to be a positive influence in my child's life and with this person. I don't want to be in a fight with them, a battle with them, or feeling resentful about them. And I hope that you're finding some truth in what I'm saying. So over time, the shift will happen. The more that you do it, the person will be able to rely on your consistency, that you're actually walking your walk, speaking your speak, and that you're not going to go back to that old regressive place with them. And sometimes people say in a toxic dynamic, there's just one person that has to change and actually stay centered. And if that's going to be you, and hopefully it will be them too, because they'll follow along, then co-parenting isn't just a strategy, it's a journey. It's about being a positive leader, it's being a positive influencer, it's also being very generous and very focused and very grounded in your role now in the world that you're trying to co-parent your child with this other person who used to be in your life in a very deep and meaningful way. And you're actually trying to be this person that can go with the flow, that can deal with all the things that come down the pike. That's about growing and evolving as a parent in your new role of being in a co-parenting relationship, parenting your kid in a whole different way than you thought you were going to be when you got married and had a child with this person. So here's to the journey, here's to the intention, here's to the groundedness of those moments. And I'll see you next time.